Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends, and we're on the challenge account once more for, I guess, part 2 of episode 22, or maybe I'll call it episode 23. I don't know, but we're resuming where we left off. We'll catch up the rest of the photos to bring us up to today. So, back on the 14th of March, so we're about 5 days ago now, we had an energy boost, which we'll obviously put to good work, and also, I believe on that day was the start of CVC. So, with that in mind, we went straight in and upgraded our Great Hall from level 7 to 8, which we needed to do for the Arbiter missions, and it coincided with CVC, so we're able to get some good CVC points for that at the same time. Here you can see we also then thereafter went and cleared stage 15 of the Arcane Keep 10 times on auto. Now I have to say, these missions are actually kind of annoying because I imagine they were coded back when stage 15 was the highest level, and as a consequence they do not say stage 15 or higher. They haven't been updated for the inclusion of additional levels, which means even though I can clear stage 20 of Arcane Keep, I have to go back and clear stage 15, which is kind of inefficient. And I do really think Plarium should review their progress missions and make sure where there are now higher levels available, that these do give you the option to clear higher stages. So it should really be 15 or higher. The same could also be said for Golem's Peak and dragons, etc., etc. But, able to go there, clear Ice Golem also during CVC. So we have a nice batch of missions here between Ice Golem, Dragon's Lair, Minotaur, and then you can even see Fire Knight there creeping in. All of this we're able to do during CVC, so we're getting some CVC points for the effort we're putting in. So it's kind of a really an optimum time to be doing this part of the mission. Then you can see, clearly I managed to go and do the dragon. I'd imagine the next screenshot is Minotaur. Wait, there it is. So as expected. Yeah, I managed to clear all of that. And then you can see we've got the unlock tier 6 mastery on 4 champions already. So then we'll be straight into the Fire Knight and then Spider. I then took the opportunity to rank up Cold Heart to rank 5, which will help massively in terms of progressing on that Fire Knight side. I do think Cold Heart, realistically, I will need to take to 6-star to get enough survivability to be able to comfortably auto Fire Knight 20. But at least initially, let's get her to 5-star and see whether we can make it work with her just at the 5-star. As CVC has now started, or at this point in time had started, we basically can book out our new MVP of the account, get those books into Brogni. The first 6 books, actually from memory, went extremely well. As you can see, they all went into the A2 and A3. However, the subsequent books, as we at this point are going to put 1 book at a time, really just trying to finish. You can see we got a lot of them in the A1. So, it is what it is. And to be honest, actually having Brogni's A1 booked out isn't actually that much of a problem. I think we're short 1 book on it. He does have the HP burn on the A1. That is a strong way of being able to beat a lot of bosses, particularly start trying to do a bit of hard Doom Tower. Using him in Clan Boss in the future, having that HP burn is actually quite impactful. I then also took the opportunity to book out Cold Heart. I did max her skills. I do think it's worthwhile. I will be relying a little bit on that heal reduction. I don't think I'm going to have quite enough TM control to ensure the boss never takes a turn. So I think overall, particularly given the amount I'm going to use Cold Heart over, the life of the account, well worth fully booking out. I, during CVC, ran Minotaur overnight to try and get those scrolls, finish High Katoon's T6, and try and get masteries onto Brogni. I was also using that opportunity to level up Brogni from level 1 to 50, to then be in a position to be able to easily 6-star him when the opportunity arises. This is, by the way, now the 15th of March. We'd obviously run the Minotaur overnight, so this is day 2 now of CVC, and we're back doing some more of the progress missions. Here, we're doing Fire Knight 10 times. That was relatively comfortably done. From memory, I did throw in Cold Heart to see how she fared, and she kind of didn't really have enough survivability. But I was using Jamasa to make sure that I'd revive her. I swapped her in place of Armiger, and it worked, but she definitely needs more sustain, basically more HP, bigger HP pool to ensure that she doesn't get targeted, and if she does, at least can take one hit. At the moment, she really couldn't. I was then relatively straightforward for me to clear stage 15 of Spider's Den, although it was Force Affinity, and Cronum did struggle a little bit in terms of consistent application of HP burn. The overall team was strong enough that it was able to do it 10 times without a failure, which is really what we want. And obviously we're totting up a lot of gems here. You can see at this point we're going to be at 5,400 gems once we collect this extra 100. And we're going to be actually spending quite a lot of gems during CVC, trying to get all the masteries done for the champions we want, really invest those resources back into the account and get a good CVC score and try and help the team get a win. It was a PR CVC. Hydra chest did get another 2 fragments of Mithrala. The actual gear, again, we did not get any luck in terms of the pieces we got, nothing actually usable, but just getting a bit of clan gold and Mithrala fragments makes it worthwhile nonetheless. I then got a new PB on Nightmare. At least I have a screenshot saying it's a new PB. So I'll believe that it is. I can't actually remember, to be honest. It looks about right for a PB. And I think this is on Void. And you can see overall we're getting good enough damage, but in terms of really making that step up from here of sort of a roughly 3 key Nightmare to ultimately being able to hit Ultra Nightmare, we've got a long way to go still. The reality is this team just doesn't have the mechanics required. We do need consistent decrease attack. We do need consistent decrease defense as well. So we're missing 2 key mechanics right there. And then arguably, we also probably want an increased defense or some way of increasing our overall sustain. And right now, only 3 of those champions are in lifesteal, and we don't have any other way of healing the other 2. So it's kind of we'll do damage fast, we'll die fast, and that's it. It's not going to work for Ultra Nightmare, but it does get the job done at Nightmare. And that's kind of what I keep saying on these videos and in this account, is that even if you don't have the right champions to ultimately compete at the highest level, in the meantime, it's about finding ways of getting the content done that you can in potentially an unorthodox method or approach, and just getting those resources that you can do whilst you buy your time and try and get the team composition or the gear or whatever it is that you need to be able to progress to that next harder stages. I then had to do some magic keep farming, which made sense during CVC. Again, at least you get some additional points for it. Plus, I did need potions to ultimately be able to ascend Brogni. Plus, obviously, we also need those ascension potions to get the 6-star ascension on Rhonda once we hit that mission. So ultimately, again, I have a lot of magic champions, and it's not deliberate, but I keep investing primarily into magic champions because, simply put, the best champions I keep pulling on the account are magic. So, it is what it is, but we'll just have to lean into it and embrace it. I then did Overnight Dragon for the second day of CVC. You can see we are 100%. It's just over 4 minutes average run time. And, it works. It's not super fast. War Maiden's obviously very squishy here. I am hoping at some point we'll pull like a really good decreased defense champion, maybe one that would be viable in Clan Boss as well as the rest of the game. Someone like a Deacon would be phenomenal, great for hard Doom Tower waves, great for Clan Boss, and usable in every dungeon. So, if that were to be the case, that would be fantastic. And that's why I've been kind of hesitant to Do I take War Maiden to 60 or not? Kind of hoping that we pull someone who's better before I get to the point where I have to. We are getting closer and closer to needing a level 60 decreased defense champion to be able to continue to progress. I think it's going to be important for hard Doom Tower, which is something I want to start dipping the toe in fairly soon. So, I think a lot will depend on who we pull this weekend, to be honest. We are now on the 16th of March, and Dark Elf Crypt opened up, and I managed to get a 3-star clear on stage 7, which I was pretty pleased with. That Captain Tamila and Crimson Helm, and now this level 47 5-star Cold Heart coming together. And now this team's beginning to look kind of reasonable. And Captain Tamila's certainly viable throughout Faction Wars for me as a kind of healer support role. Crimson Helm, who I'll probably end up having to build if I want to get past Bommel. I haven't really prioritized doing that this time, as I'm leaning more into the Arbiter missions rather than worrying about getting sidetracked to try and clear this rotation of Doom Tower when I've got limited time to put into the game, and that's got to be a bit of a consideration. I can't play all day every day. I've got a bit of time each evening. I have to be efficient with the time I spend on the game. So I've kind of accepted that I probably won't get past Bommel 90 unless I go and actually invest heavily in Crimson Helm. Like I said, I just don't have the time for that. So trying to lean into the Arbiter missions instead. And then by the time we cycle back round to this rotation of Doom Tower, in 3 months' time, would obviously be in a position to be able to clear it. Don't think with any real issue. Would either have 6-starred the Crimson Helm, or we'll have a different solution by then. But if I 6-star Crimson Helm now just to beat Bommel 90, then I might not really get that much more return from Crimson Helm during the next 2 months or 3 months, and it might be a bit of a waste of resources unless I was really going all out just to beat Doom Tower, which I'm not. I then also managed to 3-star clear stage 8 and 3-star clear stage 9. I did tweak the team composition slightly. I moved Spirit Host to the lead just to get a little bit more speed across the team. And the rest of the champions have very basic gear on. Cold Heart's built reasonably well, with a kind of build that I think probably would work for her once she hits level, rank 6, once I 6-star her. But the rest of them are in very basic gear. On the same day, we had High Elves, and I managed to get a 3-star clear on stage 3 using the new pulls of Apothecary and Reliquary Tender, who we got at the same time as the Cold Heart. We've still got that Elf Guard there that we ranked up a while ago to give us some options in terms of TM controllers. But now that we have, Armiger at 5-star and Cold Heart at 5-star, I think that Elf Guard is in fact going to become a chicken now. So we'll transition her into a 5-star chicken and help us get the next 6-star. And then the Heiress and Jingle Hunter are the rest of the champions currently in this team. Jingle Hunter is certainly viable. I did use him in my original account as an arena nuker and wave clearer. He can actually be quite good, but he does require quite a few bugs and is very squishy. We'll see. He might end up being the DPS to get High Elves done. We'll focus primarily on getting Arbiter first, but otherwise I think Jingle Hunter could definitely do the role. Elhain could also do the role, and in theory might be a more efficient long-term prospect because of her use in secret rooms. Also managed to get stage 4 done, also 3-star. And then a new magic PB on Nightmare Clan Boss. And then we went back to Faction Wars. It's a bit of an odd one in terms of the sequence of photos, and they're as much a surprise to me as they are to you, because I haven't re-looked at them. But yeah, we managed to also 3-star stage 5 with the same team. From memory, it did begin to tail off around here. We just don't have enough damage to really keep going, you know. The Apothecary is still only level 1 in terms of actually providing heals. I don't think Apothecary's booked either. And the level 28 unascended Jingle Hunter in very basic gear begins to struggle past stage 6, I think. So yeah, we do have stage 6 done, and I don't think I managed to do stage 7. On to the Clan v Clan finish. This is now the 17th of March, and I have a little screenshot just giving a review. Unfortunately, we once again did lose. We had a pretty tricky matchup, as always, going across a level 13 clan with 26 CVC wins. There we are with our solitary win, and for the 3rd consecutive CVC, getting a very, very tricky matchup. Again, I think we gave a good account of ourselves. I mean, absolute hats off to the guys who outscored me, particularly Whisper and Odd One. Like, really impressive, and Billups, to be honest, really impressive scores putting out in this CVC. But unfortunately, like I said, we weren't able to win it, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Then also on the 17th of March, I finished the Forge Pass, and hopefully, I think within this video, we'll have time to actually go and forge those pieces of bolster. And I really hope we get a good, viable set of bolster. I think Brogni in bolster would be really useful for everywhere other than Clan Boss. Obviously, if we ended up with a Leech, then it would be viable there as well. But outside of Clan Boss, I think Brogni in a bolster set would be so strong for me. I think it'd be really useful in that regard. Then also got from the Nightmare chest another Ancient Shard and another Ancient Shard. So like I keep saying, you know, it's so important to get to Nightmare Clan Boss. Obviously, Ultra Nightmare is the goal. You do get so many more resources from Ultra Nightmare, but you are able to start getting those resources if you're double chesting Nightmare every day. It will take longer, but at least you are able to get them. Then we had Faction Wars once more, Sacred Order, managed to 3-star stage 7, pretty much Aethel doing everything. Just the other rest of the team just needed to stay alive long enough, and managed to just get it done, basically. Get those extra 2 stars. We had only 1 star cleared it previously. Then with Clover Path dropping, I decided I was going to invest some more gems. You can see we're down to 4,800 gems. I used about 500-600 during CVC, grinding out masteries, grinding out the Dragon tournament, and they all went into me getting an overall strong CVC point score. And now I'm going to use a few more gems and really push the Clover Path. I think on the challenge account, I'm going to focus on trying to get both legendary books. I think that will give me the best return in the medium term for the account. I don't think getting the large Eternal Soulstone makes any sense when I have such a limited roster, but and it's a lot of points investment. I think for a mid to late game, really end game account, that Eternal Soulstone is more, you know, appealing and more rewarding, particularly once you're no longer really scarce of legendary books. I also decided to get 500 energy from the clan shop to put into the Clover Path. I think I still have 500 left, which I probably will end up using today to just keep pushing that Clover Path, keep trying to get more 6 stars for the account. Got another silver chest. I think this was from the Artifact Enhancement event, 25 gems. Again, I don't really see the point in these chests, to be honest, but if they give me gems, I'm fine with it, as long as they're not taking up a slot that's more rewarding typically. I don't know exactly which slot this was taking up, but I'm sure it was something that would normally give me more than 25 gems, so I'll just accept it and move on. I can't be bothered to dwell on it. And then yesterday now, I got a new PB on Hydra, 2.82 million, which I was pretty chuffed with. I think I tried a few different compositions, and this kind of worked the best. I mean, ultimately, it's just about trying to keep Ronda and Cronum alive as long as possible. They're the only real sources of damage. I did try with Provoker to see if I could kind of disrupt the enemy, but I don't have any AoE block buffs, so it doesn't really matter. Even if I get a single round of Provoke, I'm still going to end up with Poison Cloud out there. So it's almost easier to let let decay go, use both abilities, and then try and get the damage in between the abilities having been used. I don't know. It's not optimal at the moment. We don't really have the composition that's going to work perfectly. I do think at some point we're going to need kind of a mischief tank. And obviously, once we have Brogni up and running at 6-star, I think Brogni will be massive for Hydra and for us to be able to get that kind of one key level on normal. But for now, again, as long as we're able to get the first chest, get some fragments, get some gear, it's good enough. I then went in and continued to try and progress in Faction Wars. It was Dark Elf again yesterday. Managed to get the 1-star clear on stage 10, but that was it. I can't push any further. I couldn't even quite get the 3-star clear. I did try a few different team compositions, but I just couldn't get it to work. I need more levels. I either need Cold Heart to be level 60 or another 5-star probably to kind of get that bit further. I think we've got a decent kind of team composition overall, but if we really want to progress further into the Faction Wars past sort of stage 10, it's when we start to need either better gear or at least 5-star champions, at least more of them. And then this morning, absolutely nailed it with the artifact enhancement, which has actually now just finished at point of recording. But went 1 point over what was required to get the fragments. And then also this morning, I took the opportunity to upgrade my Great Hall to level 9. Again, we're just piling into that one node because we ultimately need to get it to level 10 for the Arbiter missions. This was for the Arbiter mission. Ideally, I would have done this during CVC, but I didn't have enough medals to do both level 8 and level 9 during CVC. So it is what it is. I decided to do it today because I can now use the 200 energy in the Clover Path, and then Spirit Keep opens tomorrow. We can then ascend High Katoon to level 6, also tomorrow on the Monday. And then we got Magic Keep on Wednesday. We can do Ronda on Wednesday. Then it's Force Keep Friday. And that will be our next target Force champion, who currently is going to be Doom Priest. Depends who we pull today. It could change. And then Void on the Sunday. And we already have Genbo ready for that. So we're in a good position to keep on going in terms of all the Arbiter missions. I then just wanted to share this, which is, on my kind of guides on how to maximize champion training, I often talk about taking the 3-star level 1s to level 10, and by using one brew to do that. Right now on this account, I don't have enough brews to brew every level. I'm focusing on brewing the 4-stars and the 5-stars to level 15 and level 23 respectively. But for the 3-stars, during this Clover Path, I have taken the decision to run 2 12/6s, which gets me perfectly to level 10. So I am wasting a bit of energy, you could say, but I would argue I'm seeking to maximize my champion training points in doing so. So I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I think it's probably worth it overall. In any case, I'm giving it a go. So it is what it is. Right, and that is that. Let's go to the Forge, and we'll go to the bolster. We've got 15 big ones, which I definitely want to use rank and rarity for. And then I probably will go with the HP, I think. Because getting high HP, I mean, really I need speed as well, but yeah, let's go HP. I'll save speed for a different set. So we're really hoping we get some decent pieces here. Let's just click it. It's not worth waiting to see. Flat HP, that's unfortunate. Flat attack, also unfortunate. Weapons, not the worst. Flat defense, oof. Accuracy chest, not great. Flat attack, oh, disaster. Flat defense, oh, this is ugly. Let's just use these. Flat attack boots. Terrible shield. Terrible shield. And HP. So we got one excellent piece, and then everything else was awful. We got one more piece to make from the 6-star HP. That we got 2 good pieces now. So really, here I'm going to take off the charms because I think it's a waste. We don't have that many charms, and I'd rather save them for the 5 to 6-star perception when we get it. So we've got 40 more pieces. Let's just craft them all, and we'll go quickly and review them afterwards. The artifact enhancement has now unfortunately finished, so we won't be doing too much on them right now. Let me just sell the campaign stuff for silver. Here we go. So, what do we want to see? Do we have any speed boots? It's the first question. I don't think we do. Okay, rip there. We know we had one very good piece here. We know we got an HP percent here, so that's very good. Do we have one usable shield? I mean, we got 8, but we really need some speed. This one potentially is the best one. Do we have a helmet? Not really. Do we have a weapon? No speed, but not the worst HP percent and accuracy. Okay, this one's definitely usable. So yeah, I'd say we have a weapon here, we have gloves, a chest, and then we have that 4-star shield that's probably most usable. I think we can just about get a set out. It might be that we end up picking one piece somewhere and trying to, Chaos Aura it, one of the top row pieces maybe. Like something like this, 5-star legendary, could be a good candidate for Chaos Aura. And just hope, because, getting a 30% shield with the 10% heal each turn, having a good set of this would be massive. So not the worst, but also not the best. I'll not bother wasting your time going through this in any further detail. But at least we got a really good glove and chest. It's a bit of a shame we didn't get a usable pair of boots. We didn't even get like an HP percent pair of boots for the future or something. We got like loads of flat defense. Again, potentially Chaos Aura could go on the boots, but we don't have that much Chaos Aura at the moment, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to leave this video here, and then I'm going to join you back for the next video where we're going to be talking about the fusion itself and doing our summons. So as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.